Hello, everyone. This is Adam with Adam's Exploits. Welcome to Reselling Rhythms with A&A. My co-host is Anita Finita, and I'm Adam Exploits. I'd like to just say hello to a couple people in the chat. I know Nashana's in the chat, Sandy, Kathleen, who else? And I think April was in the chat earlier today. I don't know if she's back or not. Michelle's in the chat. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us and moderating. Again, I'd like to say hello to a few people. I want to say hello to Anita. Anita will pop on and say hello to everybody, and then we'll go to our special guest. So, Anita, say hello to everybody.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. As you know, I have my own channel, Anita Finita, where I do jar unveils. I also sell things on eBay, Poshmark, and recently Etsy. I've opened a new store on Etsy, and that's about it for me. So we'll move back to Justin.
Well, we'll move back to Adam for a minute.
Adam.
Because I don't know if the notice is going out. I guess we have about 10 different. Okay, Tracy's in the chat. Okay, and Justin is our special guest. You see a ranch with him. He's RVA Flips. Justin is very experienced reseller. Worked in the corporate world for a while, but I'm going to let him explain, where he started, where he's from, a little bit about him, what he does with his business. And we're very happy to have Justin with us. And we have our friend Coffee with Phil. He just joined us, Group Master Sellers. So I'm very happy to introduce our special guest, Justin, RVA Flips. Take it away, Justin.
Hey guys, my name is Justin. I have a YouTube channel. It is RVA Flips. Just started it about a month ago, but I have been reselling full time for a year. I've been selling casually, part time, on and off since 2005. I have, as far as work history goes, I've managed bookstores, video game stores, and then I went into debt collection where I managed attorneys. I did that for 6 years. It paid well and all that fun stuff. I just wasn't happy. So I decided to kind of step up my reselling game. And 4 months after doing that, I gave my notice and I left. And I've been selling full time since November of last year. I started a YouTube channel really just because this job can get a little isolating, and it's good to reach out to the community. And I like to share all the cool stuff that I find. So on my channel, you'll find stuff like what sold videos. I do those relatively frequently. I do a morning show when I feel like it, honestly, around like 7:15 in the morning, and we just have fun over there. So come on by, subscribe if you're not familiar with it, and you'll have a good time. But yeah, that's about it. Short and sweet.
Okay, I'm going to unpresent you, and hopefully you will be. Could the chat tell us if Justin is unreleased from the presenting? He should be all right. Tell us in the chat. Is Justin? Is it back to me now?
Yes, it's on you.
Yes, it's on you.
Okay, good. Okay. Again, so today's subject is sourcing do's and don'ts. We're going to start off with Justin. He's going to tell us again about his business and where he sources, how he sources, what to look for, what not to pick up. And then I'll have Anita do her portion of the show. And again, she'll talk about jewelry and some of the other things that she likes to source and why she sources, where she sources, some tips and tricks. And then I'll do a little bit on my own. I'm in the process. I don't know if you guys, I think I've told you in the previous videos, I'm trying to retool my store, get more into hard goods. At one point, I want to get to about 25% men's clothing, maybe 5% women's clothing. And the rest I want to have, maybe some accessories like shoes and things. And then the rest like hard goods. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Justin, and let me just lock it on Justin, and Justin can do his presentation about sourcing and how he sources and what some nice goods to pick up, some bolos, so to speak. Okay, Justin.
Okay, guys. All right, thank you. Hold on one second. Let me get to the screen share here. Okay. Let me know in the chat, guys, when it switches over to the screen. It might take a second. Okay.
Nothing yet.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Layla, Mike, Kathleen. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
There it goes. Share. Sorry, guys. The computer is very old and it needs to get replaced.
Justin was telling. There you go. We see you now.
Okay.
All right, great. So this is the back end of my store, but that's not what I'm here to show you. So essentially what I source, I do a lot of clothing, but there's one reason for it is that's what's available in my area, and I can source stuff that sells for good money. I don't like to, my general rule of thumb with clothing is a net of $10 because it takes me 10 minutes to list and pack from start to finish. So I want to make $1 per minute. So what I want to show you guys is just some of the items that I pick up when I'm out and about. I do most of my sourcing via yard sale, thrift stores, and estate sale auctions. I do occasionally delve into retail arbitrage, but essentially I'm a thrifter. So just some stuff to look out for. As this tab loads. This is a coffee mug, nothing too crazy, but you know, I picked this up for $1. So like what I want you to keep in your minds as I'm showing you these things is to, if you have a comfort zone, right? Let's say you're a woman's clothing seller and that's your comfort zone, and those are the only spots in the thrift store you check. I want you to check everywhere in the thrift store, because literally there's money to be found in almost every section. Now, of course, there's going to be days you go in and it's a dry spell, right? But there's money almost in every section. And I want you to kind of like keep your head on a swivel and kind of like expand your horizons with sourcing, especially with you know, sourcing thrift stores. So this was in the coffee mug section. I paid I think like $1.50 or $2 for this. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you know, either way, I got about 10 times my money on it. You know, it's nothing special about it. It was just a Hallmark Lion King mug. So, you know, all right. Next item, like I said, I do a lot of clothing, but this shirt right here, I picked this up for $5 at a Goodwill. This is a Kennington LTD vintage Disney shirt, and you're probably looking at this like, what makes this a Disney shirt? But if you look closely, this was actually in the 1970s. They did a collaboration. This company did a collaboration with Disney. If you look closely, I don't know if y'all see that right there, the Mickey and the Minnie, along with kind of like that classical picture. But yeah, this was one of those shirts, and this went for, I paid $5 and it sold as soon as this wants to go away. Sorry guys, I blew out the photo and now.
I really like that shirt. Nice.
This one went for, I don't know why it's doing this, but anyway, it went for about $70 plus shipping. I don't do free shipping, guys. If you watch my channel, you can hear all about how I do everything the opposite of what you hear you should do. But anywho, so yeah, $70 for that. That's, you know, you might have looked at that shirt and think that's ugly. I'm not going to mess with it. I don't know the brand, you know. Another thing is, you know, another sourcing strategy is your Facebook, like yard sale groups, Let Go, and what's the other, Offer Up. So this was a deal. Keep in mind, guys, I'm only selling these accessories here, and this, it's frozen again. Anyway, I'm only selling the accessories to this figure. It's a Transformers. And this went for $36. I had like 40 cents into this, and we got 36 for it plus shipping. So take my whole computer. There it goes. Okay. This was a thrift store find. So, you know,
that's cute.
this was a
trolls.
Ugly
Idiots,
cell,
idiots, trolls.
Yeah, ugly cells.
Troll man walking. Okay.
Yeah. So this is something, you know, if you had seen this at a thrift store, I guarantee you, almost everyone in the chat, and you can let us know in the chat, say yes or no, but I guarantee you this is something y'all would have looked at and said that is horrible and would have walked right past, especially when I tell you how much I paid for it. This was $8.
Wow.
So I know for a fact most of y'all would have
$8 I wouldn't have paid. Nope.
Right. This was $8. I got $65 for this plus shipping. And I don't mind, like, I typically try to get 10 times my money, but when you're talking a higher actual return dollar rate for a net sale, I don't mind paying up for stuff, because, you know, even though it's not 10 times my money, it's more dollar amount coming back in through the sales, as opposed to, like, you know, buying something for a quarter and selling it for $10. The ROI is higher, but the actual dollars earned is less. But yeah, $8 for this into 65, and this sold relatively recent, about a week or two ago. Okay, so like I said, I do a lot of clothing. This is another thing though. Like, this is just a men's vest. It's a no-name brand, off to leisure wear, and I guarantee you this is something that most people would pass up. You know, it has kind of a cool color block style. but you know, it's not anything like, it's not a brand. It's not like Patagonia or North Face or something that you might be trying to see when you're flipping through the clothing, right? Especially outerwear. But this went for $35.70, which honestly is about what I get from Patagonia now, because the market is kind of going down because so many people are sourcing it. So, you know, always keep your head on a swivel with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. This was a yard sale find. So like I said, I do a lot of yard selling, and this was just sitting at a yard sale. They wanted $2. I can't remember, they want $2 or $3 for this. I think I paid like $3. They might have wanted $5 and I got it down to $3. But anywho, it's just a Stanley thermostat or thermos, Stanley thermos. There we go. You know, metal. It was new. It still had the label on it. And this is something that you might see at a yard sale or at a thrift store and may not consider picking up. You know, there's money everywhere, and you'd be shocked at what some of the stuff is. I listed this, and this took like 2 weeks to sell, which is pretty quick for eBay. But yeah, this was, I got $31.49 plus $9.25 shipping. Another area of the thrift stores some of you guys might pass up because you think there's not money in it, or the money is low, like, you know, $10, $12, $15 ship, is t-shirts. There are certain t-shirts out there, and this is a brand I have yet to hear any reseller on YouTube talk about, and I watch a lot of them. Johnny Cupcakes is the brand, and they do a lot of kind of like these Art Deco, almost like vintage style t-shirts, and this one went for $28.50 plus $4 shipping. I think we had $2 into this. So, you know, there's money to be had there too, guys. All right. I don't even know what's on these tabs till they show up, by the way. I found these, but okay, this was a yard sale find. Musical instruments. Another thing you may think, hey, you know, I don't really want to get into that. I don't know anything about it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I had to post in a Facebook group to figure out what this instrument was. I had no idea what I bought. I just knew it looked like good quality. I paid $10 for this at a yard sale. We ended up getting $85 for it plus shipping. It's a clarinet, I found out later after I bought it. But yeah, so musical instruments, you know, you'll find these in thrift stores occasionally, definitely at yard sales, but you know, this was a Bundy Selmer, so that's a brand I guess to look out for. Another thing is when you're at the thrift stores and you're with tag items, this was a shirt. I paid $5 for it. It's an Oakley Vault exclusive double XL shirt, and we got $40.50 plus $5 shipping. This thing retailed for, I want to say, $65. And on eBay, you're never really going to get the tag price on new with tags clothing. So the fact that we were able to get about 25% less than the actual tag price is pretty good for eBay. And I think what helped with that is it was an exclusive that was only sold through their website. So next up is these things. I'm sure you guys are familiar with these. They're in every store, it seems, these days. But yeah, the reason I'm showing you this one is this is a misprint, and it's not one of those, like they have ones out there, right? They'll have like a big sticker on it and it'll say Chase, like this one is more valuable because there's something different about it. This was a legitimate misprint. His hair, if you look here, is supposed to be black. It is not black. His suit is supposed to be blue. It is not blue. When it went through processing, the blue went to the hair and the black went to the suit. We got $50 for this because it was a misprint.
Wow.
And honestly, if I put this at auction, I probably would have gotten more. But I just did a buy it now. I just wanted a quick flip on it. But so keep that in mind. You know, look at, and I'm not guaranteeing you anything. Like if you get one of these things and it's, you know, it's not guaranteed it's going to be worth a lot of money, but this is a very popular series and there's a cult following for this particular series. So this character was a little bit more sought after. And the last thing that I just, as far as like showing you stuff, is remotes. Like if you're at yard sales, or like estate sales especially, don't pass up the remotes that you don't have the device for. This right here is a Yamaha RAV 120 remote. We got $40 for this plus $5 shipping. I had less than probably a nickel in this. I bought it as a big shop lot on eBay. I think I paid $8 for like 40 remotes plus shipping.
Okay. So it wants to sell.
So let me take the screen share off. There we go. So as far as and Adam, if it's okay, I kind of want to go into some of the don'ts. I would say the biggest don't with sourcing is don't get stuck in a comfort zone and don't niche yourself into a certain category. I'm all in, you know, don't think that you have to open a store for every item type that you're going to sell. Because quite frankly, shoppers, unless you're into something very, very specific, they don't shop your store. The way shoppers shop on eBay is they're searching for a specific item, and then they're going to try to find the seller with the good rating, the good photos, good description, and a good price. And that's how they shop on eBay 98% of the time. Mm-hmm. So, you know, my store, I have literally like anything and everything you could think of that we have for sale. And, you know, just don't go in there and get too comfortable in one certain thing. That would be my challenge to everyone, is just, you know, try to source something you're not familiar with, because there is money to be made, and then start trying to learn that. So, Adam, Anita, do y'all have any strategies or do's and don'ts y'all want to discuss?
Maybe you want me to go, or would you like to go now? Mine's going to be short, so.
Yeah, let's see. Let's say hi to a few more people in the chat. Okay, thank you, David, for coming in. Hi, Tanya. Of course, Mike, and we have here Layla, this and that, Kathleen, Bougie Bear, April. Thank you, everybody. Sorry if I missed anyone. The chat is going really fast. If you have any questions, please write them down. And you want me to go next, Adam?
You know what? Let me. Do you mind if I go? Because mine's will be a lot shorter. You can give you plenty of time. And I can do your.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So let me go. I'm switching up. I actually wrote down that I was going to go next, and I told you were going next. But
okay.
I throw you a curveball. You're not a baseball person, but that's what they said. It's a baseball analogy. All right. So I'm going to be at like 2 minutes. I'm just going to present on myself here.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right, I stuck in my notices. Okay, I'm presenting. Guys, basically what I do probably 95% thrift stores. I have about 5 Goodwills within like a 35 to 40-minute drive from my home. Most of the thrift stores, other than Goodwill, like the independents, they're not really much to speak of around here. So I do Goodwills. I go there typically on a Sunday when they have their dollar day. They usually have 2 colors and they're $1, but it's nutso. And I know I've told you guys before I have some health issues. So before I had a lot of these health issues, I would go and I would battle the resellers, and we would all run in there and try to grab all the good stuff, and then fight over spots, and people would take my card all the time. And once I'm trying to be the nicest person in the world, but if people were taking money out of my pocket, I stand up for myself. So I do mainly, like I said, mainly thrift stores. I'll do Salvation Armies. In my area, Salvation Army has a half price day on Wednesdays. Now it could vary in other parts of the country. So that's about a half an hour ride from here. So when I pull up, it's 90% resellers, but because their prices tend to be a little bit higher. So I might be paying like $3 for $2.50 for a T-shirt, and $4 or $5 for a polo shirt. That's at half price, and their jeans vary anywhere from $4 on up to like say $8, $10, even at half price. So there's a lot of margin on that. I also do a little bit with estate sales. I do a little bit online arbitrage, where I subscribe to a couple different websites that put out good buys. People post their buys, and I'll take advantage of that. I'll buy them online, and if there's enough margin, I'll sell that online. I do a little bit of retail arbitrage. It's where you go into a store. I have issues with that. I've been trying to do it at Walmart a lot because they have such a big store, but my Walmarts typically only mark things down like 10 or 20%. The saying is there's not enough meat on the bone. There's not enough profit potential to purchase that and for resale. And again, so that's what I do. Probably 90% of my selling on my batteries dying on me. I thought I plugged in. I guess I didn't. Yeah, so about 90% of what I do is thrift stores. So and right now I'm selling mainly jeans. I'm trying to get away from that women's jeans. I'll tell you guys a couple things real fast, and I'm going to pass it over to Anita. Just a couple of things real quick when I'm selling. And I actually took a chance on this one item. Where's my eBay screen? Here it is. Okay, so you can see this. This just sold yesterday. Pair of Lucky Brand jeans. nothing special about them. They're like an average size. They went for $12 plus shipping. Now I typically do flat rate shipping. Sometimes I'll do so in other words, I'll say like $8 shipping, or if it's first class, $5 shipping. Now Justin said he doesn't offer free shipping. Occasionally I'll offer free shipping if something's not selling, and I'll just roll it all into the cost. So I figure my cost on a padded freight rate envelope for priority is like about $7, $6.90. So I figure I have tape, I have ink, I have paper, yada yada yada. So I rounded up to $8, and plus, like I told you guys before, remember you're paying commission on your shipping. Because back in the day, people used to list something for like $1 and charge like $25 shipping to avoid the commission to eBay. So eBay got smart and they said, okay, now we're going to charge commission for the total sales price. So on clothing, it's 10%, and PayPal charges you 2.9% of the sale price plus 30 cents per transaction. So I just tell people, just figure it's about 15% on average is what it's going to cost you in fees. This is the one I kind of took a chance on. This is a NBA cap. That's not the greatest picture. I have troubles with my lights, but you can see. I think I paid $4.50 for these, and shipping's about $4. But the Sixers used to be a good team. They did just get Jimmy Butler, who's supposed to help them, but they were struggling a little bit. I sold, I think, 3 out of the 6 of these, and I paid about $4. So it's costing me about $8 or $8 or $9. So I'm netting, grossing, I guess, about $9 gross profit. This is sold pretty well. Again, right now I'm selling mostly jeans and these hats. You can see here's another pair of jeans. These are actually Gloria Vanderbilt, and Anita and I had a discussion that I'm trying to get out of women's jeans. But these sold because they're a larger size and they're black. So like Anita was saying, older women typically purchase Gloria Vanderbilt, and they were a size 16, and they're black. So they sold for that. I was running a sale at the time. I guess eventually Anita and I will get into that. We want to do doing listings from start to finish, and we'll talk a little bit about running sales and how you do that. But these were just a basic pair of jeans, lightly distressed cuffs, and they went for $8 plus shipping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to turn off my screen sharing, and I'm going to pass it over to Anita. And Anita, I'm going to put it present on you.
Yes. Okay.
And you're up, young lady.
Okay. I wrote some stuff down. Obviously, bad handwriting, but I'll get to it. I have 5 main areas of sourcing. Number 1 is the jewelry jars. 2 is Goodwills. 3 is other thrift stores. 4 for me is yard sales, and 5 is online buying. Okay. As far as jewelry jars go, here in California, they range from $19.99 to $39.99. As you know, a few months ago, they were great. You'd find lots of great pieces in there that you could sell for high prices, and and you would also find a few sterling items. But now it's just being filled with crafty items instead of, instead of listing them as craft items, they're still listing them as jewelry items. And instead of, lowering their prices, what they did is they've raised the prices of the jars now, but they're putting like bad stuff in it. So I still buy jars from there. The reason is because sometimes they miss a mark or don't see something written, and you'll get lucky and you'll make a few dollars as far as the jars go. I don't buy as many as I used to, but I still do pick them up occasionally. And also for number 2, Goodwills. First, what I do is when I go to the Goodwills, I look to see what color tag is on sale that day. The color of the tag that's on sale, it's usually whatever color they have, it's going to be 50% off of that color tag. And because I do well with the jewelry, that's where I look first. I go to the jewelry aisle. I look for name brands, pieces that are in great condition that I know will sell. 2 brands that sell well for me, and these are just for me. 2 brands that sell well for me are Kate Spade and Coach. Next, I go through the aisles just looking for things. Mainly, I look for things that are in original boxes or in great condition. What I also do is as I'm looking at the items, I have my phone handy with me. I always look to see, you know, if I can find the item before I do purchase it. If I'm going to make a profit on it is when I do get them. As I said, I look them up as I go. I go from aisle to aisle. You know, I don't limit myself just to jewelry. I do buy other things also. But what I don't buy is I don't buy anything made out of glass. Because glass it's breakable. It's hard for me to for me it doesn't sell well. Glass items don't sell well. They're very hard to pack. Even if you pack really well, chances are it's going to break. Even if it does, even if you get insurance on it, it's going to be a hassle. So you know, for me, I choose not to deal with anything that's glass because it's breakable and it's heavy. And let me get to number 3. I wrote these things down. Okay. Okay. And also, as far as the color tags go, the tags you can look for them either they're at the front of the store or at the checkout counter. And let's see. And which one did I say was next? I'm getting them mixed up. Okay. Other thrift stores. Okay. And as far as other thrift stores, I look for pretty much the same things as I do in Goodwill's. What other thrift stores might have like special sales where they do kind of like they put a rack outside the door where they do like $1. They have dollar days where they sell everything for $1. Mostly the ones here in California, they put T-shirts, so I pick those up, the ones that are in good condition. Sometimes they even put things up there that are with the tags. Okay, and let's see where I am. Okay. Yard sales. Also, at thrifts at Goodwill's, I take my dad with me because they have over here it's Friday where they have a senior discount. They also have discounts for veterans, police, firefighters. Some places also have discounts for teachers. So it's best to ask, you know, what you can always ask the cashier what kind of discounts they have, and if you do fall under that category, please take advantage of the discounts. And let me see where I am. Yard sales. Number. Okay. At yard sales, when I go to yard sales, I always take with me a magnet, a loop, a full charged phone, and then also sometimes I take also a backup battery. I look through everything. Again, I buy at yard sales is where I buy the larger items. I can pick up like CD racks, chairs, things like that, where, you know, if obviously it's going to be hard for me to sell these items on eBay or Poshmark or even Etsy, but you can always sell them locally in places like OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, and also Let It Go. And I don't know if do we need to put the links up for those?
No. Did you want me to show those? When you get the other part, I'll show the links. I'll put up the share my screen.
Okay. No, I lost the part where we were going to put up the links. Let's see.
About sourcing online.
Yeah, the last one is sourcing is online buying. Online buying, I look for things that are spelled incorrectly or wrong, or things that are sold in lots. And there are websites right now that you can look into where one of them is called tiepound.com, and one is also called this is a new one for me. It's called fatfingers.com, where they help you find things that are spelled incorrectly. And what you can do is go look for things that they're having put on auction, and because they're spelled incorrectly, people are not going to be able to find them, and they're going to go for what they're going to go for is a lower price, and you're going to get a good deal on those items. I would look for brand name items and things like that in that area. And that's basically how I do my sourcing.
Okay, see how this coach right here is spelled incorrectly?
Yes, Adam.
C-L-A-C-C-H. Mm-hmm. I use Fat Fingers. That's a low price, and there's no bids right now. Granted, it's got almost 3 days left, but that's something you guys could, end up following, and then maybe bidding on that. And it might sell it cheaply because they spelled coach wrong.
Yeah, I would take something like that. I would take something like that and post it into Poshmark, where handbags and things sell. They sell better in Poshmark when it comes to coach and things. And
right, COSCH for coach.
Yeah, they don't realize it. Yeah, they're just, especially
when they're COAH, coach. So again, guys, there's opportunities. I mean, I know. I think Ron Pickard does some of this, the sniping online and flipping from eBay to eBay or eBay to Amazon. I know some other people do it.
Yeah.
But so I mean, there's opportunities again. So that's the most popular one, the fat fingers.
Yeah, and because of somebody's fat fingers, I did one day find a Kate Spade necklace that they had listed for $5.99 on auction, and I guess nobody had seen it because they spelled it incorrectly. I won that, and I did list it for over $75. It will sell. I don't want to lower the price. Kate Spade is really in right now. That people are, that's another great selling item. You might want to look for that when you see something Kate Spade and it's in really good condition. You should go ahead and pick it up because they do sell well. And let's see what we have here. Do you want to get to the questions and see?
Yeah, unless you want me to have Justin come on and talk about pirate ship, then you want to do questions afterwards?
Okay, sure.
I'm going to lock on you and want you to do a little bit about pirate ship and explain to people about how they do the shipping, and you can put like a box in a bag, so to speak, and how you can save some money.
Yeah, sure. So pirate ship is basically a website. It's completely free to use. If you're not top rated seller on eBay and getting the commercial plus discount, you should be doing all of your shipping on pirate ship regardless, because you will get that commercial plus rate on pirate ship that you're not getting on eBay because you're not top rated. So if you're not top rated, do everything on pirate ship. If you are top rated, then on your priority packages, you should reference to see if you're saving any money over on pirate ship. But so essentially what you can do is two things. It's basically you're shipping based on the cubic measurements of the item as opposed to the weight and the weight of the item, which is typically how eBay operates. So if you have, let's say, something like that's extremely heavy but it's small, and it could fit in a smaller box, you're going to get a cheaper rate on pirate ship. But what you can also do on pirate ship, now the key to this is you have to, whatever bag you're using, and typically you're going to be using like a poly bag, you have to measure the bag before putting anything in it. So I want to say that straight up so there's no confusion. If you're going to do what I'm explaining here, the bag that you're going to use must be measured from length and width prior to putting anything in the bag. So what you can do though is if you have like a small box or something and you can fit it into a poly bag, and you measure that poly bag before putting the box in, you'll get a lot of times you'll end up getting a cheaper shipping rate just because it's in a bag. When you go into pirate ship, there's actually an option for box and bag, and you select that, and then you put the measurements and the weight. And I would recommend if you can fit it in a poly bag and the measurements before you put anything in that bag is acceptable to Pirate Bay standards. I think the highest you can go is like 30. I think 36 is too much as far as length and width. Like, if it's 36 inches long, I think it's a little too much. But what I do is I'll get the 36-inch poly bags and you can trim them down and then like actually cut the bag and then measure it after the fact before putting anything in there. And you can do that, but you got to make sure you're measuring the bag before putting anything in there. But you can save a lot of money. I do that all the time with shoes, and all that fun. Like shoes, like especially if I'm in Virginia, so if I'm shipping to California, I'll save a lot of times $3-4 on a label just from doing shoes. But that's a nice little hack. But I would say if you're not top rated on eBay, do all of your shipping on pirate ship because you're going to save money across the board for your first class and for your priority because you're going to get that same discount that us top rated sellers have on eBay.
Now, Justin, on the shoes, do you use a flat rate box? Do you take a box and stick it into a bag? What's the advantage to doing that?
So typically what I do with shoes is I'll take a clear poly bag, and that's really kind of what I use for everything. And if they're like really nice dress shoes, I'll put each one in a poly bag, or there's tennis shoes, I'll put them both in a clear poly bag. Then I'll just do one single layer of bubble wrap, and I don't end up boxing them, and then I'll put them into a poly mailer. If they're like really nice shoes, then I'll take a box resizer. And if you guys don't have a box resizer, it really needs to be in your toolkit.
Yeah, I don't. I have the one on the
I don't either.
cutter that I got from Steve and Steph, where you have like the little wheel and you can kind of wheel and score it and do it. But I have to buy one of those box resizers.
Yeah, you can get one of these on Amazon, and I mean, I have a link to this exact one in my on my YouTube channel. But you can also find it on Amazon, eBay. I'm sure you can find it somewhere brick and mortar. But yeah, box resizer. So a lot of times I'll put a shoe. I'll use the priority shoe box. I'll resize it. I'll take a 36 by 36 bag, lay it flat, cut it to the size I need it to be before I put anything in it, and then put the box in the back.
That's good. I mean, I didn't know about the box resizing.
Yeah, I'm going to order one myself.
Yeah,
I haven't as of yet, but I definitely need one because say you have a big, huge box and you're in between sizes of boxes, and you want to you have a big, huge box and you have a little box that doesn't fit. So what you can do is you can shape the box and you score it on the corners, and then you just fold it over, and then it's a smaller size box when you ship it. So you're not paying as much as if you ship the big, huge box with a bunch of filler in it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And that would be a good investment. That's good.
Yeah,
and they're cheap too.
It's like $12. Oh, there's
it's like $12. Yeah, it's not. You're not talking about a big dollar investment.
No.
Okay.
You never asked what are your question, Lashana?
Lashana, we didn't get your question. Can you put it back? We missed a few questions.
Yeah, we're gonna answer your question now, guys. And if you have any questions for Justin, kind enough to join us today, or Anita or myself.
Yeah, and
again, you can leave in our comments. You can leave suggestions for future shows in my comment section. It has, I believe, it has a link to my email as well. I have my Facebook page. I'm trying to develop that, my individual Facebook page. Then there's the group Facebook page if you want to leave questions in there. And then also Anita always has her email address in her YouTube videos in the description. So if you want to send Anita, a question, you can email if you like. Again, we're more than willing to help you guys. We're trying to, like I said, trying to make this beginning to intermediate. And some of the things might be beginning for some people, but we figure this way, we can present it. And then we'll have like a series of videos, and you guys, if you're new or advanced or new sellers get involved, they can always go back and watch the replays. That way it kind of helps as much people as we can help. And again, just Anita will get, I guess, monitor the chat, see if there's any questions. But I just want to remind you guys that next week the show will be on Anita's channel. I have her link in my description, Anita Finita. And again, it'll be at the same time. It's going to be on every Wednesday. It's going to rotate between channels. 1 week mine, 1 week hers. Again, it'll be next Wednesday on Anita's channel at 3 p.m. Eastern or 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. So, Anita, were there any other questions that we need to answer?
Yeah, I was going to say you can also put the email that we both use, the new one that we have for the channel, for the group and for this channel.
Okay, which did we refresh my old memory here was
Rhythms.
Reselling Rhythms
2018
okay, right,
at gmail.com.
Reselling Rhythms 2018, correct?
Yes. Nashana, Nashana, I didn't know that you had one. Yes, I didn't even know about the resizer, and all this time I've been cutting the boxes using a knife, and I'm like, what's going on? Just shaping it all wrong. So yeah, I need to get one too. Layla, as far as opening a store, you can open one anywhere you want. Anybody can open one. As Adam said, it's going to be different rules and regulations and fees for each one. But I just want to
explain a little bit about Poshmark and Etsy. How Etsy has to be made, or it has to be vintage. I mean, every that's different rules. Amazon has different rules. eBay has different rules. Etsy, Poshmark, they all have different rules.
As far as Poshmark shipping goes, Poshmark, you're able to ship up to 5 pounds in any box that you want, as long as it's under 5 pounds. You can use priority mail boxes. You can just use regular boxes. You can put it in anything you like, as long as it's under 5 pounds. You can ship it for the same price. Goes to, if you're shipping a small 1 ounce item to up to a 5 pound item, you can ship it for the same shipping rate. And let's see if we have questions. Yeah. As eBay, you put your own shipping in there.
Yeah, I
And
told her they're going to make an announcement. What, Thursday, Michelle? Poshmark's going to make an announcement. They're going to have some kind of new, I don't know, they're going to have a new site or new products available for sale.
Etsy also is like eBay. You put your own shipping info in there. You put how many pounds you want and shipping, and Etsy shipping is just like eBay shipping. But Poshmark is the only one that's up to 5 pounds. And let's see what we have here. I saw a few questions in here that I missed. Okay, Glenn says he shipped Pirate today. Yeah, I need to start shipping Pirate too, especially for the items that are heavy on the heavier side. It's better to use.
Yeah, and like Justin said, if you are not a top-rated seller, use Pirate Ship, because some of the other shipping services you have to pay a monthly fee over and above. And what's nice about Pirate Ship is too, you pay with a credit card. So with eBay, you're paying, at least I am, with PayPal. So I don't get any rewards points, but when I use my Pirate Ship, I get top-rated seller rates, even though you don't have to be a top-rated seller, and you can link it to your eBay account, and we'll upload the tracking, and then I also get points on my credit card that I tied to it. So it's like a win-win in my opinion. It's a little more work though, because you have to link it, and you have to. Whereas eBay, you just go in there, say you have something to sell, you just click on it, print it. With Pirate Ship, I have to individually put in the size, the weight, etc. every time. At least I haven't learned a shortcut yet. Is there a shortcut to that, Justin, where I have to put in the weight and the size every time? Even when I put in a paddle flat rate envelope, it asks me for the weight.
Yeah, no, there's not. Yeah, no, there's not really a shortcut, unfortunately. I mean, like you're syncing it with your eBay store, right? Like you're not having it's just like same with eBay. Like at least when I print on eBay, even for a padded flat rate, I have to put something in the weight. And the reason for that is if it gets returned, that more than likely the buyer is not going to have a padded flat rate, so it's going to get the return shipping label. I want to say a rep told me this, and I could be 100% wrong, but the return label is based on the weight that you put for the item.
There's a question about my lighting, and I have bought new lighting, and I attended a seminar at the eBay Open on lighting. I think I'm gonna probably just do a little video to show you guys what I got. And I remember I looked at the video afterwards. I was doing hand signals, but basically what I have is I bought a table, plastic table that adjusts up and down. Unfortunately, I didn't realize you need two people to adjust it. But and then I bought the 3 light set that Griff's been a long time employee of eBay. He did the lighting and camera video seminar, how to take pictures. And what he suggested was, the only problem I have with these, they get a little hot because they're not LED lights. So eventually I'm going to change them over to LED. I think these lights, for whatever reason, were a little less expensive. They're not like the traditional fluorescent lights. They're like in between LED and fluorescent. But they get a little hot, and you can kind of smell them. So they won't last as long as an LED light. But what I have is I have the 2 on stands, and I have them at the at the ends of the table, and then I have a boom light that's over the top of the thing of the my items, and then I purchased a tripod, and I bought an adapter for my cell phone, and I put my tripod on there, and I also have a remote if I need to. I can line up the picture and then click with my remote or just push on it, and then I created a softbox, not a softbox, a photo box. I did it do it yourself. It's not great, but I got a big 4-liter box, like a wine box, and then I cut out the sides, and I'll show you guys. And I put like tissue paper on the side, and then I put a piece of poster paper, and I curved it, and then I set my items on inside of that, and then I take pictures, because eBay, what's white backgrounds are all possible. So I'll show you guys that. I'll probably do a little video on that, how I have that set up, and you guys can see it. And eventually, Justin and I were discussing earlier, I'm going to put some links in my my video description, some of the equipment that I use, so I'll help you guys. I'll make a small commission, a couple pennies or whatever. But like I mentioned Google on before, which is great. The Scotty peelers, my light kit, my scale. These are all things that I've learned from experience. Printers. Anita has equipment that she uses that she could pass and put in her description. But when you're new, you gotta figure everything out, and you buy something and then you wasted your money on it. Said, oh, this doesn't do any good, and you got to buy another set. And I'm on my 2nd set of lights. In fact, I'm using one of the lights that I use for pictures. I'm using that light now when I do my video, so it came in handy. But yeah, so eventually I'm going to put those descriptions, those links in my description box. So it'll help you guys. I know Justin has a full list of links of things that he uses in his description box. I know David had listed his link to his channel. I also have in my description box. I have a link to his YouTube channel, and Justin has the equipment that he uses in his description box. So that will help some of you guys. Were there any other questions, Nita?
Yeah, Shauna was asking about poly mailer sizes. What we'll do is we'll post a link, or we'll post the sizes in our new group, and yeah, we'll find a link for it and post it up there about the different sizes of poly mailers. And there's a question here for Justin. Let's see, any question?
Are there any compliments for Anita's Christmas decorations? I think they look wonderful. I know somebody said that they were jealous because you already had yours up and they haven't even thought about it.
No, I haven't put the tree up yet, but I did do the background here. Thank you, everyone. Saying, Justin, any question? T-tax versus colonies.
It's a little Virginia humor.
Oh,
That's Glenn. That's Glenn over at Swamp Picker. He's got a good channel. Yeah.
He's an LSU fan, right?
He knows his history of my state, so that's good.
Oh, April's trying to clear space for her tree already. April, I'm gonna put mine up maybe Saturday or Sunday. I always have
like 4 foot high figurines too that the kids think are a little creepy.
Yeah, they are kind of Let me see if I can get them. They're over here. There they are.
There you go.
They are kind of creepy. My daughter said they're creepy because they're not smiling and they're just like holding the candle and just, creepily moving. But yeah, I think they're cute. They're carolers. Let's see what else we have. I ship items.
I need to do a lot with pirate ship.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people.
13 by 13 by 1. By 1 inch? Okay. So what would you ship in there, Glenn, with a 13 by 13 by 1 inch? What type of item? By the way, Glenn is a Swamp Picker in the chat there. I guess we have a little bit of a delay, a lag. So
yeah, it's lagging. Why don't you tell everybody about our channel, Adam? I mean, the group. The group.
Oh, yeah, we have a Facebook group, Reselling Rhythms with A&A. It's on Facebook. You guys can just search. I don't know if David, I'm not sure if I put the link. I have to put the link in our description as well. But yeah, just do a research. It's Reselling Rhythms with an S, with A&A. Again, it's a drama-free zone. We just want to put strictly things related to reselling. And Anita and I will advertise our shows, but we don't want to get it, we don't want people selling products or wholesaling products, or we just wanted a place where you guys can come and ask questions. We have some great members already.
Yes.
Tanya's a member of our group. We have Yvonne, who's very talented, and of course Anita and myself. I don't know how talented I am, but Anita's very talented. And we have some other great members of the group that are jewelry, clothing. I'm trying to get some Poshmark people. I know Tanya does Poshmark. I'm trying to get some more Poshmark people in there. So I want it to be a place where you guys can ask questions. And you some of the groups, it gets out of hand and people kind of get bullied. They ask a question, like a beginner question, and people say, do your research, use Google, yada, yada, yada. I want this place where you guys can go and ask questions, and I want to have a mix of people with different niches, jewelry, clothing, hard goods, so they can answer questions and help you guys out. I mean, that's Anita and I both really enjoy doing this, and we try to share with you guys what we've learned, try to save you guys some headaches and some expenses, and try to help you guys make more money. I think I told you guys both of my parents were school teachers. My sister is a school teacher, so that's kind of in my genes. So I really enjoy helping people, and I like to try to pay it forward. So I mean that's why I'm doing it, and I think Anita's a great person too, and she enjoys helping people too. So when she and I get along very well, and we really are enjoying doing this. So we appreciate you guys for coming and watching. And then if you're not in the live chat, you can watch the replay afterwards.
Yeah, and also feel free to post things in the group as well that have to do with reselling. If anything new, any tips you guys have, feel free to post them in the group as well. Even if you have a video that's about reselling, go ahead and post that also. You know, it's open to for posts. They just need to be limited to reselling.
Melissa, it's the same as our Facebook, as your YouTube channel. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
I guess I should probably go to the page and link it.
And we do frequent posts about, you know, what's going on with the shipping and post office, you know, days that are open, closed.
Right. I posted the dates, like, you know, Monday was a holiday. I mean, you know, who knew it was a holiday for the postal service? I mean, everything else was open, but I guess thanks, and the postal service was closed. But I listed up the rest of the holidays, so it'll tell you when Thanksgiving is, it'll tell you when Christmas is, tell you whatever holidays is, and then we'll list again in 2019 the holidays are. We listed some information that Anita recommended about verifying your address, I guess, because she said something about scammers. But I tried to do my my business address, and it wouldn't let me do it. It wouldn't let me do my personal address.
Yeah, if you don't have your address up, somebody else might, and they'll know, you know, when you're expecting a package. So always go in there and make sure that you're the one that's getting notifications and not somebody else.
Thanks, Glenn. I'll make sure I approve that right away for you.
Yes,
Glenn knows a lot about hard goods too.
Yeah, yeah, we'll talk about Poshmark too, and hopefully we can have Tanya.
We'd love to have Tanya on to talk about Poshmark.
Yeah, I love Poshmark as well. Right now, my favorite place where I sell is Poshmark because it's Poshmark, unlike eBay, protects the seller instead of the buyer, as they say, and you know, it's and you do list items. They don't charge you for listing items, but they do charge you fees when the item sells. But the items you can put in there for days, months, years, and they can just stay in there for forever, and they don't charge you a fee to relist them every month.
I said she'd be loved to on. I guess the only thing we have to do is arrange transportation for her son from school. Although we could put her on the first thing, and then she could do the first like 20 minutes or whatever, and then
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't actually have a guest schedule, April. I don't know if that was your question, or the show's going to be on Anita's channel next Wednesday. It rotates back and forth. So this week was my channel. Next week it'll be on Anita's channel. Always at the same time, you know, God willing, 3 p.m. Eastern time or 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. Again, it was this week was on my channel. Next Wednesday it'll be on Anita's channel. So we are going to line up some more guests. You know, again, if you guys are interested in maybe being a guest on our show, you can email Anita. And you know, we'll discuss it. And if we feel that you guys bring value, we would more than be happy to have some of you guys on. We're just trying to bring, you know, diversify and be a little bit about, you know, Poshmark, Etsy, eBay, Amazon. I'm going to try to have Anita and I discuss. We're going to try to have some booksellers on.
Yeah.
That's a hot topic right now. I know a few booksellers I'm pretty friendly with, and maybe I can have them come on and do a little bit about book selling and scanning books.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, we want to diversify. We want to have a little bit of something for everybody. And again, we're trying to gear for beginners to intermediate. I mean, so we'll bring on the you know, the intermediate to advanced sellers, and they can pass on their nuggets, like how Justin was kind enough to join us today and give us some great information. I really appreciate it, Justin. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was fun.
Okay, so we're pushing 50-some minutes. Anita, you want to see if there's any other additional questions, and then we can wrap this up. So I know you guys' time's all valuable. Try to keep it under an hour.
Okay.
Are there any additional questions?
Kathleen is saying that she's been selling more on Posh than eBay right now too. Okay, there's no more questions. If you guys do have any more questions, what happens is when we do lives, it takes about an hour for this to actually load into the YouTube system where you can put questions and comments in. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. And if you want to be a part of the show, go ahead and email one of us or use the email that Adam put up, and we'll get back to you. And of course, we'll be happy to have you guys. I guess we're gonna say goodbye. Do you have anything else you want to add, Adam?
No, I just want to thank everybody for joining us again. I told you guys it's going to be Anita's channel next week. I want to thank our moderators, Justin, David, Kathleen. Am I missing anyone that was a moderator? I think that's all. Michelle. So I want to thank all our moderators for joining us, and I want to thank you guys. I mean, Anita and I couldn't do it without our viewers.
Yes.
And we're really trying to grow this. And, like I said, Anita and I both really enjoy helping you guys and, trying to pass on and pay it forward. Because, to be honest with you, I'm not being selfless. It really makes me feel good to help you guys. So that's why I'm doing it. So again, I just want to say goodbye to everybody. And Anita, you will say goodbye, and Justin, and we'll call it a day.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming.
It was fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye.